A vape ban on the horizon as the Department of Health confronts a surge in youth vaping and the dangerous myth that it's safer than smoking. What is the real cost to the youth and why is now the time to act? Independent health advocate Dr. Anthony Liachon breaks it all down on Health Matters. Beautiful day, Doc Tony. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning, Anne, and good morning, Paul.
Doc Tony, we'll go straight into the topic, dive into the topic. What made the Department of Health decide that a total ban on vaping is the necessary step now?
Well, I think there are two issues. The first one, there's a spate right now of, I would say, a group. I think they attended this particular meeting in Southeast Asia, that there has been a move to remove or have a total ban of vape products in Asia. So the other one is that I'm not sure whether this is a publicity stunt, considering the beatings that they have experienced during the budget hearing at the Senate. I was watching the Senate hearing yesterday, and I'm not sure whether this is I would say, a deflection type of stunt. No, let me clear first on the first item.
Yeah.
Whatever the reason they have right now, I think it's a welcome development. After the sin tax law of 2012, where the President Aquino raised the taxes for tobacco, alcohol, and then later on for vape and soda, the taxes of these sin products went to the BIR, earmarked for health. And these monies would actually fund universal health care.
Yeah.
Aside from the money that the employees in the workplace would contribute. So that is the direct contributor. Nowadays, 2024, the PhilHealth, through the intrusion of Secretary of Finance, Ralph Recto, they transferred 60 billion from the PhilHealth to the National Treasury, saying that there are excess funds
Yes.
at the PhilHealth. Okay? And in 2025, that's today, still not satisfied, they gave zero instead of 74 billion.
Yes.
Right. So the story is this: 2024, they got 60 billion, and then the president said, "We're gonna return the 20 billion." I remember the date. It's September 20, one day before the mass rallies. Right. And then we check with the PhilHealth. They have not received the check.
Yes.
Okay. And then for this year, we don't have any money allocated to PhilHealth. So the 60 plus 74, the government owns us 134 billion. Right.
Okay.
All right. So going back to my suspicion that this might actually be a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
The vape is actually a huge business for our country.
Yes.
It's ubiquitous. It's present all over, and it's being supported by Republic Act 11900, and it's a high-selling gadget. It's selling like hotcakes, but it has affected the youth. 14% of our youth are using this, and some even younger. But in order to effect this, you must file a legislation
Yes.
at the lower house, then a counterpart at the upper chamber. And you know naman, it's difficult to do this legislation without any support, considering it will take some time.
Mhm.
Right. And to me, if the country is not earning right now with a GDP of 4% because of the flood control scandal, inflation has gone up into orbit, then you might need all the necessary investments for the country. And since BAPE is considered an investment, can we endure, you know, um, the total ban of BAPE? The
Mm-hmm.
other
Mhm.
countries are
Mhm.
doing it, right? So,
Mhm.
and then in the law, the one supervising the BAPE products is actually not DOH or FDA, it's the DTI.
Yes.
Mhm.
And right. And the other one, they have lowered the age for its use from 21 to 18. So they must need amendment to the constitution regarding this. So to me, it's a long shot, but if they're trying to do this really, I would say with a clean heart, and but so be it.
Uh-huh.
But if we're trying to do this as a publicity stunt after receiving beatings right now
Mhm.
from the
Yeah.
budget hearing, I don't know. But because my suspicion is that they might trying to deflect it because next to
Yes.
impossible is actually to remove vape at this point, given the well-entrenched establishment that we have it in the mall and other, delivery system in the country.
Yes. Well, Doc, I don't have the numbers here in particular to talk about the exact size of yung vaping industry dito sa Pilipinas at the moment, especially when it comes to yung distribution. You are right that it did lapse into law back in 2022, talking about RA 11900. And of course, there have been conversations that some of the medical effects of vaping have been understated in the past dahil medyo bago nga siya. And in fact, there people are considering it a safe alternative to smoking in some degree. But given the fact that, okay, let's take it from a point of view wherein they are doing it out of the goodness of their heart, talking about the DOH bringing this in. And when you take a look at yung action niya to actually call for a ban and not stronger regulation like what we're seeing with cigarettes and tobacco products in general, do you feel that a ban is one, likely, two, would regulation or stricter regulation akin to tobacco be a more realistic decision for actually wanting to curb down yung vaping dito sa Pilipinas? And three, does that actually lend more credence to yung suspicion mo that it is actually a PR stunt when it comes to getting attention to the DOH?
Well, that's a good question. To me, let me tackle the first question. I think they are sincere. They are sincere. Let's say they are sincere that they might actually do a total ban.
Mhm.
Perhaps they have been enlightened already about this, and we will support that if that is their motive. But alam mo, working in this kind of situation, they have to they have to fight yung Northern Bloc and other business enterprise knowing that the country is not in good condition regarding the economics. But if they were going to push that, the civil society and the rest of the academe will definitely support that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, oh, right. The other one is about the competition with the cigarette. Of course, the tobacco industry will be in a happy position if vape will actually be banned because, of course, that's another competition. But they are actually the same thing because they diversify after the sin tax law and they have created vape products as well. So I don't know right now what will happen to that, but law takes around 2 or 3 years, depending on the political will of certain lawmakers. So I don't know. And the last one, I might as well as go as the publicity stunt because they want to make good, knowing after their beatings right now at the budget hearing.
Mhm.
And I think that is my suspicion. And even if it is a publicity stunt to deodorize their performance there, to me is still a welcome development because really vape products are harmful. It contains nicotine, and the new market is actually the younger population.
Yeah.
Uh,
Doc Tony, is there a difference between smoke and vaping now that we're comparing tobacco and vape?
the difference is only the vaping is a black smoke without any smell with plenty of flavors, so that it will entice the younger population. Ideally, it should only be two flavors, but right now you can see a massive proliferation of flavors in order to entice the younger population. So really, their market are those children range 10 to 14, and they're pretty successful right now penetrating this market. But I think we need, to me, as a concerned parent, I think they need to nip it in the bud. And to me, total ban, I will support that if there's a legislation that is in the horizon at the lower house or even at the upper chamber. So don't get me
Uh-huh.
wrong. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. But I'm going to support this, particularly with the health committee at the lower house. That's Congressman Gatus, and at the upper chamber, that's Senator Rizzo Hontiveros. If there's a move, so I just need to talk with the Department of Health. I think the one who's leading is Secretary Albert Domingo.
Mm-hmm. There are critics of this total ban on vaping. They sometimes warn about unintended consequences, Dr. Tony, like black market proliferation, use of unregulated or more dangerous vaping products, DIY vaping products, or even pushing users back to traditional cigarettes. What's your response to this?
Well, the best response is, of course, regulation.
Hmm.
Regulation. We've been discussing this in the Congress with Senator Win Gatchalian, and we heard about black market, all of these things. The best way is still regulation. We can intensify because we cannot be blackmailed right now.
Mm.
Those who are actually peddling this particular product.
Well, Doc,
Uh,
we are having a bit of trouble with yung audio mo. We're going to try to have that fixed in a moment. Of course, Doc was just referring to here about, well, the situation when it comes to
Yeah.
vaping and, of course, the comparison with smoking and, of course, the industry and, of course, the reactions, especially when it comes to yung regulation niya
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
of course, the
Because
legislation
there
that
are
would aid it.
critics kasi ng
Yes,
total ban
that's
saying
true.
that if you totally ban vaping, then this will actually promote yung black market proliferation. And Doc Tony was saying regulation is his response to this. We have Doc Tony back on the
Yes, we
line.
do. So,
Yeah, yeah,
There you go.
yeah. Um, yung regulation will be difficult considering the FDA kasi
Mm-mm.
is by law is not the one handling it.
yes.
It's still DTI. So that's one amendment. And lately, one survey showed that the FDA right now in the Philippines is one of the most, I would say, I'm not saying it's hated, but
Mm-mm.
one of the agencies that would not respond to certain queries.
Mm,
But I have friends at the FDA, so perhaps there might be some problems there, but they're very efficient guys there. So what we need right now is to sit down with the legislators at the lower house and upper chamber and see the sincerity of the Department of Health, whether they want to do it. Of course, in discussion with the Department of Trade and Industry,
yes.
Right.
because because the primary motivation of the DTI is to earn money.
Mhm.
And there was one particular meeting that I attended that they want the Philippines to be a regional hub for vaping in the country to promote tourism. So I'm not
Mm,
sure whether this position is still the same, but given the health hazards to the Filipinos, regardless of the investment as well as the money or financial considerations, I think health is paramount given the problems that we are facing right now with
yes.
the funding issue regarding the PhilHealth. So I don't know. I think we need a meeting of minds and hearts,
Mm-mm.
whether to push it and whether the direction is really uh, to have a total ban. But at this point in time, I only heard ASEC Domingo discuss that in another channel, and I was thinking maybe it's in the infantile stage, really, at this point in time.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Doc, now that we're in the realm of looking for solutions here, we've actually had a couple of doctors on the show in the past talking about the dangers of vape in comparison to smoking, tobacco use. Of course, there's still a lot of early data that is being looked at in terms of studies. Vaping is not quite there compared to smoking at the moment, which makes it a bit more difficult to back up certain legislation. But there have been calls also for vaping to be treated the same way as smoking in terms of the tobacco use, that it should be categorized in the same way and subject to the same restrictions. Would that be enough siguro to curb vaping or at least address its problems, like considering that it is marketed to the youth, considering that the age limit or rather the age, the lowest age that you could legally use it is at a certain age compared to smoking. Will that actually be a positive step if a total ban is beyond reach?
Well, my answer for that is perhaps the best way is actually legislation again.
Yes.
If we cannot eradicate vape and they're trying to equate that with smoking, I would like to propose to increase the taxes for vape products, just like tobacco,
Mm-hmm.
so that you would actually prevent people from vaping because the target are people younger than 18, and 18, of course, their brains are immature and they don't have much money. But if you
Mm.
increase the costs as well as the taxes for this, then it will be expensive out of the reach of the children if they cannot have a total ban. My counter proposal is that we know that tobacco and alcohol may have higher taxes. Then if they cannot have a total ban, I will try to increase the
Mm.
vape taxes to a higher level so that it will be out of reach of the younger population.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
So we're going to be hoping here that economics, especially with that particular proposal, the economics will actually
And the
help.
other one is
Mm.
their delivery system.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned about the
Yeah,
delivery
and
system,
they
sir?
should also be strict regarding they need to be strict as well as to the delivery system because we know that this particular gadget can be ordered online.
Mm-mm.
Yan ang nagiging problema ngayon. So, how sure are you that your kids are not ordering this online? Isa yun sa dapat nating tinitingnan eh. Kasi
Right.
I have many patients, um, I have many patients, their parents, and of course, they really are complaining about their children getting all these supplies from online,
Mm-mm.
and this is one thing that we need to do aside from raising the vaping taxes to equate with the tobacco. The second one is really put a clamp right now on the delivery system not to allow younger population less than 18 to get access to vape products. Yun ang dapat natin titirahin. Oo, I think, oo.
That's going to be a challenge, Doc Tony, kasi talagang yung accessibility nitong vaping products, ang dali talagang bilhin eh.
At the
You can
moment.
just, yeah, at the moment. So I guess that is one of the challenges that the government will be facing if they really want to implement stricter regulations, if not totally banning vaping here in the country. Now, we're down to the last couple of minutes of this interview, but Doc Tony, if you could speak directly to the parents, teachers, and the young viewers who are curious, casually vaping, or even peer pressured about vaping, what is your simple, honest message?
You know, I have been an advocate for almost 2 decades, and I work on the sin tax law of 2012 of President Aquino, and we were successful. Do you know the taxes generated for tobacco, alcohol, vape, and soda is a staggering 74 billion a year, collected by BIR that goes to the PhilHealth. So it's a noble, one of the best laws ever, no? Now, kung ito total ban siya, welcome naman sa akin siya kung hindi siya makaka-contribute because that particular vape product cannot add up to the burden of cardiovascular diseases. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. But at this point in time, whether the law is in the horizon or not, please, parents, guard your kids because nicotine can actually kill them at an early age. We have a documented case of a heart attack at the Philippine General Hospital at 22 years old. No other risk factor except taking vape. So, so sa akin lang, don't hurt your kids. It may be a fad or behavior or thing like that. But the best is actually keep your kids away from the vape products so that their performance at school, their behavior at school will actually be enhanced. Yun ho lang yun sa akin. And really, at this point in time, we need to help the government in order to reduce the burden of cardiovascular diseases. Ito ang tatamaan dyan eh. Number 1 killer is heart attack.
Right.
Number 2 is cancer. And number 3 is stroke. Don't worry tayo.
Yeah,
Right?
understandable.
Thank you so much for your time, Doc Tony. But before we let you go, we always ask this final question. Our show is called Beautiful Day. So what makes your day beautiful?
Well, beautiful day is likened to having your apo. I have 2 apo, Simi and they are the inspiration of my life. And without them, I in my sunset years, I don't know what will happen. So this keeps me going, and they are the silver linings of my life. And I want to live up to 90. That's my aspiration, so that I can still enjoy their company.
That's absolutely beautiful. Independent health advocate, Doc Tony Liachon. Thank you so much for joining us today, Doc.
Thank you so much, Doc, and thank you for that answer. That was an amazing answer. We love it so much. Thank you.
Okay, take care, guys.